What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Ketchup Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. I got a guy in here. We've been talking about linking up and talking some shop. So I'm happy to introduce my man, Dion Williams of EC Sports.
Yes, sir.
Been in the game for a minute now.
Minute.
What'd you say on the post? 20 years?
20 years in, bro.
Been in the sports media game 20 years. Covers the Bulls in depthly. We're going to talk on the Jim Boylen extension. We're going to go into depth there. NBA playoffs. We're going to talk some Chicago baseball.
Yeah.
What's popping in the city? It's a good feel right now in the baseball scene. So we're going to touch on that stuff. We just gonna chop it up on a Saturday afternoon, man.
No.
First things first. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Yes, I need some dap right here.
My bad.
I appreciate you coming down, giving some love to the pod, man. I'm excited to just just wrap some Chicago sports with you.
We've been trying for a while, haven't we?
We've been talking couple DMs here and there.
Yep.
Linked up a couple weeks ago in person for the first time. Had a great conversation.
Yep.
So yeah, man, it's been a while. So I'm excited to get going. What else been going on, bro?
Man, sports, bro. Sports
That's
are
it.
everywhere. The NBA playoffs. It's some interesting stuff. Kawhi is playing his game, or Kawhi, whatever. Kawhi.
Yeah, you was tripping for a little. You was tripping for a quick second. I was gonna let you finish your thought, but yeah, you was tripping
I'm not
for
a
a
fan
little
of dude. I mean, he's playing his game, but everybody else is not getting involved. Hence, Kawhi, in my opinion. But I think Philly has a good chance. I've been watching.
That's what you meant by that.
Yeah.
Oh, we could definitely rap about that. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on.
Stand on it, fam.
Hold on. Before we get into that,
Okay.
let's talk about we're gonna do Boylen.
Okay.
Extension with the Bulls.
No doubt.
Then we'll go into
His
NBA.
third or fourth extension within the last few months. I don't like they just keep giving him extensions. How many extensions he gonna get?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk NBA playoffs, and then we're gonna close it with a couple questions, different things we want to talk about. Chicago Bulls extend Boylen, Jim Boylen. I think it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. Paxson has said it in every presser that they were going to stick with him. They were going to do what they needed to do. They like him. They like what he came in and did. They like his culture.
Yes.
They like his impact on the mental side of the players. It's funny because a lot of the stuff they say they like about him, it's never basketball related or success related or getting W related, getting us back into a prominent position in the East related. So give me your thoughts on that. Give me your thoughts on Boylen, because this is the first time we've talked about this. So this is going to be a raw convo.
The infamous Paxson pressers, first of all. I mean, I can go to so many Paxson pressers where he'll say one thing and 2 weeks later he does the next. We can go from the Jimmy presser where we're never going to trade Jimmy. Jimmy's an all-star.
Yeah.
Why would we do that? A week later, Jimmy Butler traded to – it's like his pressers are interesting, but with Boylen, man, I guess his excuse or statement that he's making is he is the teacher that he needs for this young core of players. Now, and I don't like to – like we already said it, 20 years in, but like I started back when I think it was Tim Floyd. I can't even remember. It was Floyd or Cartwright at coach. It's the Jalen.
Yeah.
Jalen. And, like, we had, like, 3 All-Stars on one team. Didn't even know it was Jalen, Ron Artest, Brad Miller. I think it was, like, Jamal's first, like, year. We still cool. Jamal's still doing it. Crawford.
I know. That's crazy. Out of Michigan.
Bro.
I remember we picked him. He was just a hooper.
He looks the same.
Identical.
He's a freaking vampire.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, it's crazy there. But it's just going back to how Paxson is, man. It's just, I don't know, man. He thinks that Boylen could train these guys, the core that we have. Now, the core itself is Lauri Markkanen, right? Zach LaVine.
Well, this is
Porter.
Yeah.
Those dudes. I mean,
Wendell. Hopefully we'll see who we pick up this year.
You like his game? I'm not a fan of his game.
I haven't seen his whole game yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Paxson loves the Dookies.
Yeah.
He loves like the those college teams, like the Luol Dangs, the Joakim Noahs. He always drafts from that caliber of college. But
the Blue Bloods.
Yeah, and that's what he does. But I just don't. I just feel like Wendell Carter's like a Derek Favors type player. Like I don't see, like to put him in your core. I just don't know what they can do in the East right now. It's possible, especially if Kawhi leaves.
Oh my God! I can't believe you think Kawhi is right. We're gonna get to that in the second segment when we talk these playoffs.
No,
I can't wait to talk about that.
No, I'm just saying, like with their core, what could they do? I mean, we got Brooklyn, and it's a lot of teams in the playoffs that were in the playoffs or are in the playoffs that the Bulls could probably just jump in at like 7 or 8. But with him as the coach, I don't know.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is what I think the hire is all about.
Okay,
they're putting someone in place that they can chirp in their ear.
Yeah.
Control what's going on.
They meaning GarPax.
Meaning GarPax, the front office, and whoever else, right? Mm-hmm. They need a guy that they can go in there and tell them, I want you to do this, I want you to do that.
Because that wasn't Tibbs.
Absolutely
that wasn't
not.
Scott Skiles.
Absolutely not.
It was Vinny, but I don't know what happened with that. I think the players
Vinny was like a little bit in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He was kind of getting pulled all types of different directions. He was just
like got into some fisticuffs.
Right,
so
and
that's where he was in the middle.
And it's funny because as he was getting pulled in each direction, the Bulls were split. Every year he was coached, we were like 41-41. It was saying, you know what I mean? It was right there in the middle. It was a 500 squad, right?
Exactly.
But the reason for the extension is because they can control him. Mm-hmm. They know that he is just so happy to be a head coach in the league.
Exactly. He's
been around so long.
Yep.
He will legit do anything they say.
Because he coached under Pop
forever. He's been around for a long time, right?
And you got to understand if you're a Chicago Bulls fan and if you don't know like the ins and outs, just being there, you know that the Bulls, especially the Reinsdorfs, they're happy with GarPax. So all of these, we had like the big poster board last year right by the United Center saying they're not going anywhere. Unless John Paxson feels like leaving or retiring, Reinsdorf is happy. You know what I mean? His son, meaning his Michael.
Yeah.
Because Jerry, he chilling.
He the most hands-off dude of all time, right? Especially with the Bulls. He been hands-off for a minute.
He got his chip.
Yeah.
He's happy with 2005, if you know what I mean.
No doubt.
So right now, they're just going to roll with Boylen, tell them what they need, draft who they want, and see what happens. And that's why he got his extensions. You feel me?
I feel you. I'm going to read a press release from the Bulls, essentially Paxson's statement on the extension.
Okay.
And I quote, Jim has a strong vision on where he wants to take this team, and he has done a great job establishing the culture that we want this organization to stand for as we continue to progress. He has tremendous passion for developing young talent, is a strong communicator, and a good fit for this team. The organization is confident in the direction that he's taken our players, and we are committed to him. John Paxson, close quote. The biggest thing I pull out of that is he has a tremendous passion for developing young talent. Mm-hmm. Every time I hear about Boylen, it's like he loves to coach.
Yeah.
He loves to work with young talent. He has a big passion. He wants to be a part of the organization. It's a lot of rah-rah, lot of like, where are the W's?
Exactly.
What does he do good at? Because then the next thing I want to talk about is I'm going to read. Listen to this: Bulls under Boylen, 17-41 when he took over December 3rd. 28th in offensive rating, 27th in defensive rating,
trash,
27th in net rating, and last in 3-point attempts.
Bro,
and they were third in points in the paint at 53 a game. All that tells me is that they're playing 100% archaic style of basketball.
It's disgusting. And I'm just by those numbers that I did not know, what do you do with that? What makes you say, you know what? Let me look at it. I'm going to give this guy an extension. What is, like you said, I think you're perfectly right on point. They got someone, they can put a face in there. Hey, Jim, we need you to do this. And I can tell, like you said, I think Fred was in the same situation. He started getting to the middle ground. He's like, I don't want to do that. And, GarPax were like, you got to. Fred was like, I don't want. Bounced. So that's where they are right now. They got a guy that they want. They extended him. Michael Reinsdorf said, "Hey, John, do whatever you got to do," and that's where they're at. So if you think we're gonna get back to the D Rose days, it's gonna be a while, because those days were actually interesting. I felt like we had a chance back then.
We absolutely had a chance.
That 1 year, and people forget this. Do you remember that game where LeBron was in the corner and Taj Gibson kind of like fell off and LeBron hit that three and won the game for them? You know, we could have went up 3-1 in that game.
In that series, you just called out a specific possession. I don't remember.
No, that was the last play of the game.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, basically what happened was we were up 2-1.
Yeah,
after that,
I remember.
Three,
Yep. Yeah, I know
and,
that.
They did a sideline pass to LeBron.
That was the first year that LeBron had got to Miami. Yeah. That was the window for us.
It was like,
shout out Dirk.
Yes, and
he capitalized on the window.
3-1 went to 2-2. We took that L. So it was a lot of chances. I mean, back with the Ben Gordon, Derrick Rose, Kirk Heinrich, John Salmon, all of them, those days, that Boston series, we had chances. It was just, couldn't get over that hump. Now, right now, the East is wide open, but I just don't see the Bulls having that team right now. Do you? Maybe I'm off. Do you see them getting past the first round?
Absolutely not.
I don't, unless somehow,
look, this is what I've been preaching for a while now, is that I'm going to tell you the major mess ups, in my opinion, that we've made on the rebuild. First off, GarPax are still and have a job.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere, right? But that's our first mistake.
Free agency.
The second mistake is not completely 100% committing to the tank when we could have. That's where Wendell Carter comes in.
Do you mind? Do you?
I'm talking about we should have had 3 wins.
Bro, I'm at the game, right? Watching them play so hard against these, and I'm just like, what's the purpose? I'm talking about later in the season when it was just like a wrap. Now, I'm not telling nobody to just go on the court and just flop, but sometimes you got to have common sense, bro.
You can run out what you do is you run out dudes that cannot. So you run out G League guys.
Yes, and we had plenty. And Zach came back when I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why are we winning this? It's just
that whole Mirotic episode when he came back, and I think we won like what?
Yeah.
Did we win like 10 in a row or something crazy?
It was something stupid.
Yeah.
And we actually went to the playoffs, and I'm like, okay.
But yeah, right.
I just don't get their logic, especially this year. Like, they would go on the road, get like 4 wins, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So they didn't commit to the tank.
No.
They didn't commit to the tank at all. And then my whole thing was, because we were set to have a top 3 draft pick, tons, bundles of free agent
Do you
dollars.
think that matters, though?
Listen.
Keep going.
Bundles of free agent money.
Bundles.
And we could have had a new front office, a new everything, with bundles of free agent and a top 3 pick. I mean, you want to talk about rebuilding a franchise?
That's what it is.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that, because there's a lot of folks on. So then, Bulls Twitter's divided, where it's like, these dudes are clowns, get them out, and then there's the other half that's like, they draft really well. Look at what they've done. They went and added Levine for what looks like not that much money. Look at Devin Booker's contract, like that type of thing, right? Look at the Otto Porter deal. They essentially flipped Jimmy for this, and it's like, okay.
If you go into that round.
The problem with that for me is these are all still mediocre deals. Like, if you want to be happy with a bunch of deals that are going to get us 5th in the East, then we absolutely did a great job.
Because last time I checked, Jimmy's still playing.
Right.
He up. So
right. Exactly right.
And
so
I don't know. Like, what were you going to say about the free agent before I go into it?
Yeah. So what I was saying is
money.
We had the bundles of free agency, all that type of stuff. We legit could have brought in 2 superstars and another young piece on top of marketing and the other pieces that we had.
Yeah.
But we squandered that.
You said marketing. All right. In your opinion, what are the other pieces?
At the time or right now?
Right now. What do you think?
Levine looks to be a piece.
Okay, I agree.
Markkanen's a piece.
Absolutely.
Otto Porter is going to be a piece because the deal's done, and he's a solid wing in the league.
He's a solid player.
He's a solid player.
Yes.
And, okay, let me get this clear. My definition of piece is motherfuckers that should be on the team. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, I thought you meant dudes
if we're
that are gonna get us to the promised land piece.
If we're gonna, the NBA, you need 2 superstars to even be in the discussion.
Exactly.
And then you need a bunch of other dudes. Then you need another really, really good dude.
Yeah.
And then another bunch of role players that could get to the. If you want to get to the Eastern Western Conference Finals, that's what you need. Yeah. Period. Point blank.
The teams that are playing right now,
Philly battling to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got Jimmy, Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias. They got shooting all over the place, and they're battling, right?
Yes.
So that's what you need, man. Yeah. That's what it is.
And they got superstars. Boston has a superstar. It's like, do we have a superstar? No.
Not necessarily close.
I don't know if anybody's going to come here, too. I mean, Bulls are known for picking up, old school, used to be great superstars. Bulls aren't picking up superstars. Pau Gasol, that was our Dwayne Wade, those type of dudes. Ben Wallace back in the day. They get dudes that are washed up. No offense. But we've had chances. We've had the money, but nobody wants to come here. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike got did up when he left. Phil got did up. Everybody knows that, man. Everybody pays attention to what happened with the Chicago Bulls. Scotty, Mike, Phil, gone when they was in the prime. So it's a lot of stuff that you can bring up with the Bulls. But right now, like you said, I think we're at best, maybe, depending on who we draft, 5th, possibly. Unless that 12.5% turns into a Zion, which we'll see. What's your take on his game?
On Zion's game?
Yes.
I think he's an animal.
Okay.
I think his motor's crazy. It's always tough to say because he was essentially just absolutely bullying and bodying younger kids, right? Or I guess I shouldn't say younger kids his age, but you could tell the talent, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be more space for him to move in the league.
Okay.
People have success just being able to go to the rim. We've seen that.
True.
So
you think he's going to take over the league? Because everybody is on dude.
Take over the league,
like
LeBron meaning like he's going to be in the next 2-3 years. He's top 3, 4, 5 discussion in the league. It's possible.
Okay, depending on his team. Everybody sleep on Phoenix, man.
This is the thing. Comments like that shouldn't matter if you're going to take over the league.
True.
If you drop him in hoops, if you drop him in Phoenix or you drop him wherever, he could go over there and make a big impact. So that's what we're going to see.
And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like if you're I feel like you're a top 3 pick. You should go to that city and do something. Something should happen if you're a top 3 pick, in my opinion. Right now, who were the top 3 last year?
Top 3 draft picks?
Yeah.
We got Aiden. We got Aiden.
All right. Trash.
No.
I didn't say him. Come on,
hold on. He's not
You're
trash.
a number. I ain't saying he's trash, but what did he do? Did he even turn the gauge a little? Let's be real. In Phoenix, because you just said you could drop a number 1 pick anywhere,
and he should make an impact.
He should make some semblance
Aiden, Bagley, Doncic. I don't know.
I think only one.
I should have known that off the top. Yeah, Bagley played well, and the Kings took a step up.
True,
and he was an addition. He fueled that a little bit.
Yeah.
So Phoenix is a whole nother animal, bro. But
they got some players. We'll see what happens.
They got some pieces, but they always got some pieces, and then nothing ever comes of it.
They got a coach. I mean,
they just signed. What's up?
Monty Williams. What do you think?
I think Monty's a guy that can connect with the players.
You seen his record though?
Yeah, the NBC, it's tough, man. The NBA is tough because what is it? I don't know his record. Was it like 500? I might have to guess. A little under 500. Yeah, I mean, if you lined up his rosters and you could see what would you ask Monty to do with this squad?
True.
You know what I mean? So it's
Like
Hoops
Tibbs
is
is
different.
over 500, but Tibbs is a very short shelf life. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of these NBA players can't take that type of coaching.
Yeah.
Like Tibbs
a
do
coach.
what I need.
A coach's
or
coach.
You're sitting down, and
Right.
that's just what it is. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Absolutely, man. To close up this Boylen,
yeah.
this Boylen talk. What's
I'll
the
be
best
surprised
case
if he
best
goes
case
through.
scenario the next couple years? We'll
I'll be
keep it to 1
surprised.
year.
I'll be 1 year, depending on the draft pick. I believe if they do not make the playoffs, it's going to be some issues because the Bulls, they are very, very high on what's going to happen next year. They are in love with their core. So they're excited about Boylen. They're excited about Zachy. They're excited. They're really excited about Wendell Carter. I'm not a fan of his game, but we'll see. And this draft pick, they really think, based upon what's in the East with the King gone, that they have a really big chance to go to the playoffs and make something happen. I feel like if they don't, which in my opinion, I'd be surprised if they do, it's going to be a lot of issues to, roughage through to see what they're going to do moving forward.
I mean, because he's going to have a full season. He got a full off season. He's going to have a draft pick. He's going to have all that stuff. So we'll see how they come out.
Yeah.
To Boylen's defense, towards the end, the players seem to take to him. They seem like they like him.
I mean, he was paying his fines.
He's
dapping dudes.
No,
when he
right.
Get kicked out. So
right. Yeah.
I give him that. He's a player's coach, it seems
That's the thing. Like,
it's huge.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Loves the players.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not an NBA caliber coach, in my opinion.
Okay.
And we're going to give him a full year, and he's going to have a full offseason to work with everybody and install more of his.
Because dude from ESPN, Woj, he's, I don't know if they're like good buddies.
Yeah.
But he is really high on the Bulls. If you ever look at his little quotes recently, he said, like, Bulls are, depending on the draft pick, they can be a top.
There'll be a problem in the East.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, he must be cool with Boylen.
Yeah.
I'm just going off of my opinion, going to the games and just seeing how it is. And then, what's his name didn't play? I don't even know. What's 45's name? I forgot.
45. Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, he hasn't played. Finally got rid of Campaign. That bum. Thank gosh.
It's a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
No doubt.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm not a Bulls hater. I love the Bulls.
Listen, I honestly think
fault.
I love the Bulls to a fault too, and I think that's where we get upset. I think guys like us want to see them actually be able to compete for the Eastern Conference, and then there's the other half that they do, but it seems like they're okay with us being very mediocre.
Side note before we leave,
you know what I'm saying?
Your opinion in this. What was your emotional status when they traded Derek?
My emotional status was, I'm glad we're turning the page.
Really?
Yeah.
You were ready to move?
At the time when it happened, yeah, I was.
Why?
And I've been very, very clear on that. Every time this comes up. And
I'm just interested.
Yeah, why?
Why?
Because it was just time, man. He was battling a ton of injuries. He was making so much money.
Are you saying it was time, like, get him out of here, or it was time for him to turn a page in his career?
I was both.
Okay.
He needed to move on from the franchise, and I think a fresh start was going to do him well.
Okay.
He was dealing with a lot of stuff every day in the media.
I was, and like I said, I'm diehard Bulls. I just do not like how the fan base treated him after the situation. And mainly the most people that were bashing him were the people that were standing in the stands yelling MVP. Not even in the season, Chicago is like that. And I've been at games in the playoffs where they're booing him, and not him in general, but just the team. Yeah. It's just our fan base is very come see, come saw. And when he got traded, I was super pissed. But, there's a lot of personal stuff with him. Like, he's just a good dude. And I was
doubt.
Like, man, this how it happened, and it's ironic. Like, people are saying, he's a free agent this year. Like, what's up? We need a point. Because are you a Chris Dunn dude? Like, I just think
no, I'm not a Chris Dunn guy.
A lot of people are. It's like we gave him 2.5 years. So we'll see what happens.
Chris Dunn's a good backup.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Bring him off the bench, play some D, give a little spark. Yeah.
If you get number 2, you get Morant.
What's up?
If we get number 2, do you get that Ja Morant kid?
I like Morant's game.
How much of his game have you seen?
I like it a lot more than RJ Barrett's. So
yeah.
That's the other option, right?
As either being like, you know how Dame Lillard was when he was coming out, like he just popped up. Hopefully, that's the type of player he comes into.
I don't mind that comparison.
Yeah,
they kind of got that little attitude.
You know what I'm
saying? No doubt.
Coming from the small school.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch over to the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Listen, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. That's so crazy. But let's start before we get to that. We're gonna talk about that after this. But last night was one of the best evenings of the playoffs so far.
Okay.
We had Bucks and the Bucks were in Boston. They got a W. Came out in the third quarter. George Hill went nuts. They take that game.
That's probably gonna be his best game of the year.
Yeah, and then in the West, Portland and Denver go to 4 overtimes. Crazy. But I want to stay in the East before we get to the West. Okay. Actually, let's go to the West.
All right.
Because then we'll talk East, and then we'll talk this Kawhi Leonard talk.
Kawhi.
But I can't believe I can't wait to hear your justification in this. But I'm excited to hear it.
Okay.
Last night y'all saw it. 4 OTs. 8 game-tying buckets in the fourth quarter and in the final overtime combined. Rodney Hood, 7 points in the fourth overtime, scored like 18 coming off the bench. He sat for 40 minutes, came in the fourth quarter and the overtimes and scored 17, I think. That's
crazy.
5 players played 55 minutes or more. Murray, Jokic, Lillard, Cantor, McCollum. CJ and Jokic played 60+. Damn. So the game was crazy. And that's Denver coming off a 7-game series.
Crazy.
That was not easy for them.
Denver that turnaround what was it, man? I haven't seen a lot of Denver this year, but.
Oh, what was the turnaround with their squad?
Yeah. Was it the coaching?
Mike Malone.
Okay. Is he related to Brendan or you don't know?
I don't know. I can look it up real quick. Hold on.
Pretty sure he might be related.
Yeah, Mike Malone. Mm-hmm. They got some young pieces.
That Kentucky kid came in.
Period, point blank. Yeah. Jokic is a beast.
He's a monster.
Jamal Murray's a beast.
It's just these dudes that just come out of nowhere, man. Like, or they've been around. It's just like, hey, you ain't know my game.
Right.
Here it goes. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Murray.
All that stuff comes together.
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the right team, right squad, right coaching.
For sure.
But good for them. Especially in the West, because it's the West, like their 8th seed is like 3rd in the East.
West is ugly.
Yeah.
West is ugly. I actually think it's funny, man. Like outside of Houston, a lot of people think Denver are pretenders. Outside of Golden State and Houston, the top 4 we got out East they can hang with the folks out West for sure.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because Oklahoma City has shown everybody nothing. The last
Portland's
3 years.
just starting to get it together this year. But they would still be an interesting matchup like Portland, Philly, or Portland. Anybody in the East would be an interesting matchup. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff is interesting.
Philly looked scary last night, though. Not last night, but the last game. Was it last night?
Who?
Philly.
Philly was 2 nights ago when MB was windmilling. Yeah, we're gonna get to the East.
They look scary, but go ahead.
But when I was watching that West game last night, 4 overtimes. The first thing that jumped into my head that I wanted to ask you, and I got some takes on it as well, is there anything better than this? Like the NBA playoffs, like what's better? So my question to you is the NBA playoffs the best playoff format? It's not a one and done. It's not the NCAA tournament style. But how do you? Is that the high? Is it the NFL playoffs? Is anything better than a Game 7 series?
Man. NBA, like you remember back in the day, Magic used to have those commercials. NBA, you know how Magic talk. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a Bulls fan. It's any fan because they have superstars everywhere in every city, every state. So you watch and let me check this game out. It's entertainment, bro. Like, NBA is always entertainment. Football is amazing, too, but there's some games where it's like, all right, it's 3-3 in the fourth quarter. Can I wake up? NBA, it's like next level. You know what I'm saying? The refs are letting them play. This is not like that stuff they was talking about with James Harden. It's like, bro, they letting it go. These fouls are not happening. It's just like 4 OT. You can't even, like, this goes back to, bro, I was at the game. You remember the Bulls-Boston series? It was like 3 different.
I went to, yeah, of course. That's one of the best series of all time. What, bro, like four games went to overtime?
Greatest. Yeah, 4 games.
I went to the game that Joe Kim punched on Paul Pierce at the end.
Yeah, I was at every
It's the most ridiculous game I've ever been to.
Bro.
Ben Gordon and Ray Allen were going nuts. Everything was crazy. Unconscious, bro.
I'm so mad he's out of the league, but he used to just run and just 6'2" barely, bro.
When he got hot,
30, fam.
Everybody
forgot Ben used to average 20 a game every year, bro.
When he got hot,
it was a wrap.
It was a wrap.
And that's how I felt, and that just gives you, it's the same feeling like, man, they finna go again. And it doesn't matter who's playing. It's NBA stars, and you just watching them go at it. Like, everybody, like Dame Lillard is just stepping up just off of that one shot. It's like when Odell caught the ball. It's like one thing could just change your, like, everything. Like, is Dame a superstar? Yes or no? Well, he's in Portland. We don't know. But now it's like,
how have we not been calling him a superstar?
And that's where it is. Yeah. But, yes, to answer your question, that format, that series, remember back in the day, the first round used to be 5 games? That was even scarier. But, yes, it's hands down, top-notch.
Entertainment
personified.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree 100%. And the thing about it, the thing that makes it so magical to me is the Game 7 series, the best of 7. With the best of 7, if you get a good matchup, you're getting individual storylines, you're getting team storylines, and it's every other night. It's like, I got to tune in again. Yeah. That Dame-Russ matchup was must-see TV, bro. Yes. Every night. Or every other night, whenever it was. You had to watch it. Yeah. It was must-see TV. Then you throw in, I don't know what it is about NBA press conferences, but no other sport does the pressers like that.
Bro.
The pressers are must-see TV. If you watch West Coast hoops, you're going to sleep at like 2 o'clock if you're trying to watch the pressers. Yeah. They're must-see. But it's the Game 7 is what makes it. There's so many storylines, the build-up, and it's just 2 teams usually that are a good matchup go head-to-head.
Like, I love the finals last year, but just watching the pressers. There's pressers that are, like, historic from just last year. The LeBron presser when he just walked out after. And I'm sitting there watching with my son, like, what kind of dumb question are you? What was his mindset? And LeBron just looked at him like,
I'm out, man. Do better tomorrow.
It's like the pressers, like you said, man. It's like just them walking into the game. Right. What are they wearing? And it's like, if you a fan, you like, look at Russ. What are you wearing today? Look at Harden. And
front
it's
everything. Back, everything.
Walking in,
the pregame.
All of it.
Everything, bro. It's nothing better than the playoff 7 game, best of 7 series, bro.
How nobody can watch it, man. You don't even got to like NBA.
Nah, dude. It's great.
To be entertained.
It's great. Yep. It's great. All right. I don't like talking about the West that much because I already know who's coming out the West. Yeah. I almost don't even like wasting my breath on that.
I'm mad that Houston just, like, as opposed to last year, how they're not showing up. You know
I got Houston tonight. I think they show up big tonight. Win by a dozen. Win by a dozen.
Why?
Harden probably goes 46, 47
That's
tonight.
the problem, man. You got to get – I think it was Kendrick Perkins that said it the other day. Like, you got to get these role players involved, man. Like, Eric Gordon was the reason last year that it was close, and Chris Paul. It wasn't really James. James going to do what he do. But if Eric Gordon and, you know, Chris getting off and what's the dude with the sneaker game, PJ Tucker?
Yeah.
They got to get off, or Golden State just going to do what they got to do. Golden State is a video game, bro. Let's be realistic. Like, it's like you said, they're coming out of the West. It's fun to watch. Oh, they got to win.
Oh, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
They're coming out of the West.
Last year, that Game 7 that series was awesome until Chris got hurt.
Yeah.
But this year, it just looks different. It's just a different flow.
Golden State going to Houston tonight. I think Houston wins by a dozen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. And I think this is the prototypical. It's Saturday night.
Yep.
Everyone in Houston is going to be, the building's going to be rocking.
Crazy.
It's a must-win game for Houston. Like, this is your prototypical. Yeah. They come out and get a win, and then game 4 now. Now then game 4 is who knows what's like. Game 4 is the thriller. Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is almost always the game that
if Houston wins tonight, the presser is going to be, hey, they did what they have to do. Now it's our turn.
They took care of home court. We got to take care of home court. Exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Yep. So that's why I think that. Do I think that Golden State can win this in 5? Yes.
Yeah. They're just
Houston gets one. This is what I see happening. I actually think it's going to go 5. Let's say 5. Houston wins tonight. They give people a little hope. Game 4 is going to be a thriller. Mm-hmm. Golden State wins in Houston, goes back west and goes back to California and closes it out in 5. Mm-hmm. And then the finals is a cakewalk. Yeah. Or the Western Conference Finals is a cakewalk.
Is this series 2-2-1-1-1?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I should know that, but I think it is.
Okay.
Remember that goofy shit when the finals used to be 2-3-2? Man, that was the goofiest shit ever, dog. Yeah. Oh man, that changed a lot of finals, bro. Before they flipped that. Man. So that's some interesting stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna tune in. I know what's gonna happen in the West, but it's must see TV.
Gotta watch it.
Gotta watch it.
And if they win tonight, like you said.
Anything can happen in these games. When's the last time you saw somebody get both of their eyes scratched, bro, at the same time like that? I never see, you never see that type of shit. It's just drama on every aspect.
And it's who it is.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Steph dislocating fingers. He's coming back. Like, it's just must see TV. No matter, like, all types of shit be going on.
Can't wait.
Let's go to the East. I'm going to just, my opening statement on the Eastern Conference is both of these series are going 7. This is way more interesting than anything going on in the West.
7?
Both of the series in the East are going 7. Absolutely no doubt for me.
No doubt.
And
for you.
For me. Okay. And if you want to get the super entertaining hoops, I don't know how I could say that coming off of what Portland and Denver did last night, but I think these are better matchups in the East is what I'm saying. And I've been enjoying these more than I have anything else. Who do you got in both series? And then talk to me about my initial take. You don't think both are going 7?
No, not at all. I think Toronto has been exposed.
So you want to talk about Toronto, Philly first?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I got Philly. I just think you had mentioned the players. Players are going to win games, all right? You could say defense and coaching, but the dudes on the floor are the ones that are doing it, all right? Jimmy Buckets, as I call him. I've been watching Jimmy.
Yeah, you and everybody. That's what I call him, too, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Embiid is a force, like, to be reckoned with. Talk all you want about Ben Simmons' shot. Dude can get to the bucket.
At will.
Whenever he wants, and he can dish. I just feel like
this sounds like Philly coming out the East,
bro. I picked. You can look at some of my shows on EC Sports. Yeah, I said that like before the playoffs started because of the East, bro. Like when LeBron left, it was like, dang, who we got? I thought it was Boston, but when I went to the Boston Bulls game, bro, they are not fans of each other. Terry Rozier.
You could feel that.
Yeah, I smelled it, felt it. Like
this is in the locker room.
In the locker room.
Yeah.
Interview Kyrie. His facial expressions and the statements that he makes he doesn't hide it very well. You feel me? Like
I think that's intentional, but he doesn't hide it at all.
He's a Kobe dude. Kobe never really hid his very well. Kobe will not throw people under the bus, but he'll call people out.
Kobe, though, I felt when Kobe did that type of stuff, I felt like it was for the team and to make them better, though.
Kyrie
I don't feel that
like
way when I hear Kyrie say the things he's saying.
Agree.
It's more just like he's almost trying to separate himself.
Yeah.
Whereas when Kobe would say shit, it was about the squad and getting better and how are we going to do this to beat these guys, essentially.
With Kyrie, it's more like, I don't know what we got to do. Like, that's how he talks.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. Ask Brad Stevens.
Ask that guy. I don't know why he didn't run it through me, you know. And he's an amazing player, but when you don't have a team oriented, like, they didn't like each other, bro. Like, everybody was on their own thing. Rozier just looked angry, bro. Like, and I got to go back to, like, the Eastern Conference. Like, these dudes are – it's common sense. Like, we won without these dudes. You know what I mean? If you think that these dudes aren't human beings saying we won without them, now they just running everything and look at us. You know what I'm saying? We losing to the Bulls in Chicago. We lost a lot of games we shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
So, and then Rozier was the guy last year. Let's be real. Like, he got a nickname, Scary Taylor. He barely was playing in the season. So, you could just tell there was a lot of stuff going on. So
a lot of angst in the locker room, yeah.
So I sort of swayed away from Boston, although they still have Kyrie, so you can't knock them. But last night, they just didn't look good. I just feel like Philly being in their locker room, I interviewed Ben Simmons. I asked him a simple question. Like, you know, being in the league, you're a young guy. Like, what advice could you give the Bulls as a rebuilding? He said none. Unless I'm on their team, I'm not giving anything. That guy likes himself a lot.
Yeah.
My
guy, one of my really good friends, shout out Max Weepking, my boy, hates Ben Simmons.
He's kind of a douche, bro.
I shouldn't say hate. He doesn't like the way he carries himself.
That's how he is.
That's what it is. He likes his game.
Yeah,
he thinks he can carry himself and bring more than he does.
And then the funny thing is, after I did that interview, I recently watched the documentary, and I'm like, damn, that's really how he is.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it was called One and Done.
Okay,
it's a decent watch, but that's how he is. Like, the answer he gave, the one word answer, he really feels himself. You know what I'm saying? And then I go right next to him and interview Embiid, smiling. Not saying that you got to smile and be boisterous, but that's just him. You know, I talked to him about the All-Star game and just a total dichotomy, different element. And you could tell that locker room is more, you know, team-oriented. And I feel like when you're like that, it's a different situation. Toronto, Kyle Lowry, his boy got traded. You got a dude traded for your guy that you're not sure he coming back. The word is he's not. Yeah. So now it's like, I got to win with this. I'm going to win with this dude. All right, I'm going to play my game, but we'll see what happens. And that's just how I feel. And when they're playing a team that on the uprise, I just don't see them going 7. But we'll see. When do they play again? Is it tonight? Is it every other?
No, tomorrow.
All right.
So. Only game tonight is Golden State.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm interested to see what happens, but unfortunately, I have to disagree with my guy who says Game 7, which is you.
Yeah, I think the Boston-Milwaukee series for me is your typical just trading blows. Like the next game, Boston probably wins by 12. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so I could just see that game going 7. And I think Milwaukee,
an amazing coach. Like, for him to just come in and do what he's doing is crazy.
Giannis helps.
He helps.
Yeah,
he's pretty decent.
Giannis, the essentially point guard. That's a 7-footer.
Yeah,
essentially is what he is.
Just saying, like from last year's to just this year, they were just. I mean, obviously it counts that.
They were getting there, and now it's like
exactly. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So I think they win, and then
who?
I think Milwaukee wins. I think Milwaukee beats Boston.
Oh, okay.
And then
the series.
The series.
Wow.
And then I think I actually haven't picked this. I think Philly. I don't know yet. I ain't even gonna put it on wax yet.
Yeah, don't.
I think Philly's gonna beat Toronto.
Yeah,
just because I don't think Kawhi has Kawhi's gonna do his best to carry those boys.
Okay.
He doesn't have enough. Siakam is playing out of his mind.
He's a beast.
And Kyle Lowry is Kyle Lowry, and he can't do anything. No. So he just doesn't have enough help.
Danny Green can't hit a shot.
Yeah, right now he can't.
I'm like, let him shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Wait, talk to me about this Kawhi Leonard is whack. I don't understand it.
No, I just think his game is great. He has a great game. I just feel like when you're a player of his caliber, it just seems like he's out there head down doing what he has to do to get this contract. And I don't like that. I don't like what he did in San Antonio. I don't like how he handled that situation.
Okay. You done told you.
Yeah.
All right, there it is.
I've shown my
You
card.
just showed your cards, bro.
Man.
That's why you don't rock with him.
I don't like what he did with
You just
Pop.
showed him.
Hey.
You just flipped him up. You just flipped him up. You don't like what he did in San Antonio, how he got out of town.
I don't like how he did that. He could have handled it more professionally. You know what I'm saying? Being around the NBA, man, not saying I'm a NBA player or just seeing how everything is. Like, certain things you do, man. Like, it's like when people say, oh, I don't like how when Kobe was playing, I don't like his attitude. I used to always bash who just did that. And now it seems like I'm doing it, but I just feel like in reference to team, it just looks like he out there for himself. Period. That's all.
The only thing I could say about how he handled the situation in San Antonio, I'm a big proponent. I love when players are like, take control. Like, I'm out of here, bro. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't care what the contract says. I'm hurt. I'm sitting. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Like Antonio Brown, I love what he did. I love all of that stuff. Get me out of here. And when you're at the top of your game, it's like
how he handled
I love all that stuff.
I don't mind what he did. I just don't like how he tried to do that juju stuff.
Yo, the juju the juju shit was ridiculous, and I don't agree with what he did at all. But the initial stuff to get out of there, I have no problem with. Right. The only thing I can say about Kawhi that I didn't like is I felt he was disrespecting Pop a little bit. And Pop had put him in such a good position and, you know what I'm saying, nurtured him and
everything.
Showed him how the NBA works and here's a lane that you can exploit. This is how you do it.
Because nobody thought he was going to be there.
I mean, right. Truly.
Yeah.
So I don't know the ins and outs and the back end shit with their relationship and maybe how certain things were treated.
Yeah, and it's a personal situation. I heard his uncles.
Yeah, like his. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know the details there. So that's all I can. I just can talk about what I know. But I felt when I was watching it happen, I felt like Pop was getting disrespected, and I didn't like that.
And then he didn't play here.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Me. Oh, it's a back-to-back. He's not playing, but he had played like I think Kyrie had played the night before against us, and he played. It was just somewhere. You're a superstar.
It was a very Anthony Davis-ish close to the. Yeah.
What do you think about what do they call it? Load management.
Load management. You know, it depends on the context of it, but I think that's just a new age.
Do you think a superstar should play on the road?
It's smart. Like, should Jordan have been playing 82 and 97?
Probably
no,
not.
No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, was he gonna play or did he want to play? Yeah,
that was the year that's the 72 team. So
okay, that's a good point too. They're going after that number, right? And they're probably going after that number every year. So that's a little different, I guess.
And it was just different back then.
And I mean, to put it like that, when Golden State got 73, they weren't sitting anybody either.
No,
they were trying to go after that number. So I mean, if you're not chasing anything,
if
you want to give a dude an off day. Oh, you mean for like fans coming to see you and all that? Like, should your load management only be at the crib? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm asking.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because LeBron plays here all the time, regardless of the situation. I don't know if it's because Chicago, they play in New York. I just feel like he looks at that.
Like, I'm going to go out, show out in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that. I just feel like he understands his place in the league, and I think he makes that known. Like, I'm not about to sit out, here. But they played Milwaukee the next night, and he sat out. But he played in Chicago. So
should superstars have to play?
By the way, didn't play in either game here.
We're going to get back to this Kawhi stuff because I need more. But the road stuff is interesting because I have a homie that bought some Lakers tickets against, I can't remember what it was.
This LeBron era or Kobe?
This
era?
is LeBron. This is this year.
Okay.
I think he bought. It was like a Lakers somebody matchup with another superstar.
Okay.
And both the superstars didn't play, and he had bought the tickets
That's
you know what I mean, like months earlier, right? It's tough, man.
It is.
I don't know what you do. I
Unless
guess
the
maybe
player is legit like hurt.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
LeBron was hurt with the groin.
It would be tough to like take your son Dylan.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we're gonna go to Golden State at the United Center March 25th.
Yep.
And you buy the tickets in like November.
Yeah.
And Katie and Clay sit. Or so, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be like, damn.
See, back in the day, I took him to the Laker game. This is Kobe and Shaq era.
Yeah.
But I brought my tickets first of the year.
Right.
But it was like, I know Kobe and Shaq gonna play.
Right.
It was just a different era, bro. Like,
right.
Kobe and Shaq played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
buy your tickets early in the year.
Yeah.
Don't wait till the playoff seedings are locked up and all that. It's a wrap for that.
See the Bulls.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out Jim Boylen.
Yeah, shout out Wendell Carter.
Before we move, talk to me about this Kawhi stuff. So it's nothing to do with this game. Are we clear there?
His game is ridiculous. I just wish he would get his teammates involved a little more. That's all. Like, he's a beast, bro. But are you saying Kyle Lowry's trash?
I don't feel like he shuts out the team, though.
You don't?
No.
Okay. So what did he do to involve his team in that?
I mean, he's been going for 40 a night.
Yeah, I don't know who that bum was guarding him, but he was not doing. I put it on my Twitter. I was like, "Who is this?" I think it's Ennis or something.
Oh yeah, Tyler Ennis
against him, but like
Tyler Ennis is now. He's on the Rockets now.
Yeah, it's a dude. I think his last name is Ennis.
Okay,
dark skin. I don't know his name, but yeah, somebody I don't know. But
yeah,
he wasn't doing very well against Kawhi.
So you just want him to get his. You know how disrespectful that is, though.
I don't.
Kawhi,
bro.
That boy a top 4 player in the league.
Journalism, you gotta say what you gotta say. If you don't, hey, Kawhi. Like, am I gonna interview him? Yeah. Am I gonna probably? I don't know what's gonna. I'm not a fan of dude. That's all. This dude's like, who are you? Do you have a dude that you're just, man? I'm not a fan of this dude.
Oh yeah, I have tons of those guys.
Yeah. Just one. What name one in the NBA?
Dwight Howard. I hate him.
Really?
Yeah, I can't stand Dwight Howard. I think he's a clown. He could have been.
That's my guy, bro.
Dwight Howard could have been Shaq Jr.
He could have.
Didn't put the effort in. Didn't care to be
like Laker Dwight.
I'm saying
you can't say Orlando because
Orlando Dwight was good.
Yeah,
but I also thought he was a clown. Then
why do you think he's a clown?
I didn't appreciate his antics. And I thought. And I still didn't think he was working on his game enough there. He was living on pure, absolute power, raw talent.
Yeah.
And he could have became a. He could have. I mean, just an absolute animal. So that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he was super arrogant. I didn't like his antics. And then after that, he started when his raw talent started to dip a little. He just fell off the planet because he wasn't working on his game at all. And not to mention, he has like 6 baby mamas. Like he's just a clown dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't rock with dude.
And this is my own personal. I don't think he's arrogant at all in reference to how
he's just having fun out there.
Like I interacted with him. I did an interview. I used to wear like this camouflage hat in the locker room. I got the beard and everything. He's like, Ghostface, you gonna ask me a question? Playing around. So I asked him a question in the hallway. Took a pic. He was cool.
Right.
Like I didn't feel arrogant. That most arrogant dudes in the league are the bums that don't play. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
funny.
It is. It's just like
I think you know what it is. I love those dudes that are great and have the edge, like Russ. Yeah. I love this guy, man. I love him.
That's
I love
one
Russ.
Interview I want to do.
Dwight, that'd be a good interview. Dwight, I can see Dwight. Hey, let's take a picture. Hey, let's do this and just blah blah blah. Like, let's just have fun.
Was that dude.
He never had that edge. He just never was. He never wanted to be great.
Yeah.
And I just saw
he was just happy playing.
He was just happy playing. Right.
There was a point like 5 years straight where he could have been just the dude.
I mean,
I think that's why Shaq
30 and 20.
Yeah, I think that's
5
why Shaq
blocks.
was so angry with him. Not because it's a Superman thing. He's like, bro, like
you don't
if
even
you just at least tried a little harder. you would dominate everybody.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
So I get that.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really rock with him.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right.
So the NBA playoffs are the best.
Yes.
We're going to leave it there.
Yes.
It's unmatched. And
Unmatched.
it will continue to go that way.
Yeah.
So who you got tonight? I know I said Houston by a dozen. The line is -3. Houston -3.
I just don't see Houston coming out just falling. They going to come. They're at home. I think they got to come out early, though, or Golden State is going to do the Golden State thing. But they have to come out early and get down their throats, or it's going to be an issue. Like, an issue. Like, they have to really handily suffocate them and beat them tonight. And I'm looking forward to see what they can do.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what Steph does.
Yeah.
Because no one talks about it because they've won the last two. He played like shit both games.
Yeah.
I know he dislocated his finger in the second one. He played awful. He hasn't made an impact on the series at all.
Yeah.
He made that one big jumper at the end of game 2.
Yeah.
That's about it. It was a huge jump shot.
Well,
Don't get me wrong.
Fall back on 35. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, what happened was he got the switch off on the nay, and I was like, "This is a bucket."
oh yeah.
Like as soon as the nay switched off, I'm like, "This is a basket."
He backed
Or
up,
or
he
someone's
got ready, like,
or someone's gonna get a wide open jumper.
Totally.
So he hasn't played very well. If he comes out and has another dud, I don't see how they win.
Yeah.
And I think Houston's gonna come out so
You just said dozen.
so crazy.
I
I think a dozen, bro.
okay.
Yeah, I
So
think
you got to get up 20, and then you count like fourth quarter, getting there. Yeah.
I mean,
so,
20 for those guys in that series
Yeah.
is easy. Both teams go up 20 all
Exactly,
day, right? So
exactly.
that's how I feel it's going to shake out.
I'm looking for it.
Let's go to a couple rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Shout out my guy Kyle Hendricks. My man was dealing yesterday.
Sir.
Absolutely dealing. Shout
You
out
said,
Kyle
like, a
Hendricks.
record for time or something.
I think he threw it was pitches. He threw like
Yeah.
88 pitches in a complete game. He threw like 6 balls.
Sick.
Something crazy.
Sick.
So yeah, it was insane.
Like I said recently, like they're doing what they're supposed to do now. You know, some teams start slow, man. You know what I mean? We got a MVP 2 years removed that we're looking to. Like, do you think Chris Bryant has reached that superstar level? Like, Bryce Harper's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Trout. I don't. Like, he was an MVP, and then it's just, I don't know if it's the
He got hurt the shoulder.
Yeah. It's like,
He hasn't been the same since the
Yeah.
shoulder.
and he's coming up soon on the contract. So,
Absolutely.
You know what I
That's
mean?
going to be an interesting thing.
yeah, because he's not,
Especially if he stays at 225 where he's at right now or
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
that's the scary part. It's like,
Because he's not a
man,
225 guy that's gonna hit 45 home runs.
Exactly.
He's the guy that's supposed to be batting 340, 330,
That's what I
319,
mean.
320.
And he's not.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
it's like, when do you, like, start glaring that alarm? Like, when are you going to be what everybody thought you were going to be?
I'm going to tell you this. He's going to get every opportunity to get it right.
Yeah. And
So
yeah.
he's got time, and we'll see how that we'll see how that shakes.
Mm-hmm.
But Cardinals are in town. I want to start doing with my guy Cubs Live. Shout out him. He's been on the show a couple times. I think I want to start doing like an end of series, just wrap it up with him.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Cardinals are in town. I think they might have just started game 2 of the series.
Big series.
Yeah, big series. They look good yesterday.
Yeah.
I was floating this question around with a couple people
Okay.
because the White Sox are playing above water as well, and I didn't think that was even plausible.
No. But
But I
they
was
got
talking
a lot to look forward to, too,
absolutely,
as well.
and they playing with nothing to lose. It's just they
Yeah.
just playing ball. My question to you, because I was talking to this about it with a couple people just around the city, et cetera. You're a Chicago guy, South Side,
Yeah.
born and raised. Is the Cubs-Sox rivalry dead? Like today?
As of right now, I would say yes. I believe once the White Sox hit their throttle and they got all their dudes up, the Roberts and all of them dudes, you know, all the people that the Cubs gave them in their rebuild, then that's when the White Sox start chirping. Their fans start chirping, like, what up? Tim Anderson already starting it, like making everybody everybody's excited out south, which by all means, I've never been a hater of the Sox, but just I like to make fun of them because they still live in 14 years ago.
Yeah.
But, more power to them. Cubs got theirs, but I think once they hit that stride and they get all their dudes in the right spots, couple pitching, they always have money to spend. I think it's going to come back, but right now I just don't think.
If both teams are good, it would be outrageous.
It would.
The city, the town would be lit, no doubt.
It would be amazing. Like, when it gets to the point where they have a chance to both go to the series, like New York has felt it. How would Chicago be for a red line series?
It'd be crazy.
It would be
insane.
A spectacle.
It would be great.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
And the funny thing is that is an option in the next couple of years.
Could be.
If the White Sox, all of their players fall into place, which it looks like they're getting
there
to that point.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
81 pitches for Hendricks' complete game. That's insane.
Yeah. It's just like you going out there and you're just like, it's like back when you used to play the video games. Like, I'm finna come out here and just throw a no-hitter.
Right.
Or a complete game with the least amount of pitches necessary.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And
he was dealing yesterday. It was great.
It was sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm excited that they have got to that point where everybody expected them to be. And, they started slow, period. Now we're done. Let's get to work.
Is the rivalry dead? I had the conversation. It was similar to what you said. I mean, I think for any rivalry, both teams have to be good.
Yeah.
If the teams aren't good, then it could be a rivalry on paper, but this ain't shit. Like when we used to go up to Green Bay, like call it a rivalry, we are about to get washed.
Exactly.
Because they're just better than us. Totally. Period, point blank. So the rivalry thing is interesting because it kind of goes year by year. And
it does go year by year.
It's a classic rivalry on paper, like, Bears, Packers, Cubs, White Sox. But I don't want to – I'm tired of people talking about rivalries when one team has been dominating it. Exactly. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
let's be real. Like, the Packers dominated the Bears. The Bears had a chance. I will never forget when Lovey let them in the playoffs and we went to the NFC Championship that year, and Cuddy hurt himself and was on the bike. I'll never forgive him for that. I was so angry. I remember I was running a sports bar in Six Corners watching him on the sideline with his fucking, excuse my language, with his face sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, that was what made it bad.
By like 3.
That's what made it worse. Yeah, it was a close game. We had a shot to go down at the end of the last series. Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that rivalry, like right now, Aaron Rodgers getting a lot of flack in the Pac land.
The rivalry night now is interesting because we run it right now.
Yeah, we're smacking, but he's not well liked from what he did to the previous coach. So I'm interested to see how his
he's gonna have a huge year.
You think so?
Yeah,
he must be a fan.
I'm a huge fan
of Aaron Rodgers.
The AR-12 is a beast.
You're a Bears fan?
I'm a big time Bears fan.
Okay, but you like Aaron?
I like quarterback play.
All right, I like Tom.
I played quarterback back in the day.
Okay,
I like quarterback play.
I feel you. Yeah, he does what he wants, like what he did to us in the first game last year.
I was up there live.
Ooh,
it was special.
That was a tough loss. I mean, I'm looking forward to
We got him back, though. End of the year.
You did. I'm looking forward to the season.
No doubt.
Like, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
All right, I want to talk about this D'Angelo Russell. Just a couple quick fire points before we get out of here.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell going through security.
He really did that.
He's going to Louisville for the Kentucky Derby to hang out with his pops, I guess. Mm-hmm. He stuffed some weed. He put some weed in an Arizona iced tea. My guess is it was one of those fake things you buy at like Tom Thumb. Mm-hmm. Remember Tom Thumb? Back in the day? Wow, that's a long time. It's a throwback.
Super
I used to get yo-yos at Tom Thumb. One of those things is, I don't know, it's like a contraption. He put some weed in it and put it in the bag. Is that he's going to be a free agent. Is that a big deal, or is that something you just wipe off and keep it moving?
Now, we talking like some white ooh, what's up with this dude?
Right.
First of all, if it does mess with his free agents, it's probably his mindset because, first of all, and I think they said this recently on the network, he took a liquid beverage, which obviously is not allowed either.
Right.
So he didn't even pick the right contraption to use. He take a drink, fam.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. Wait, that's like trying to sneak a can of pop on.
Exactly.
I didn't even think about that.
You really? So, yeah. But I mean, all the Lakers fans know, like myself, he's really known as a snitch anyway. So
yeah,
not a fan of dude.
I felt anyway. I didn't really. Of course, I didn't rock with what he did to Nick.
Swaggy, yeah.
But he made a mistake. They made a joke about it after. They got over it. But this is just an all in all dumbass play.
Exactly, dumb.
Me and especially my guy Nick always preaches. My guess is he's not traveling by himself. Or someone he's gonna meet someone out there.
Exactly,
bro, give somebody a ring, bro. Be like, yo, can you bring some weed out there for us?
Something.
Why are you bringing the weed?
Bro.
Why are
some of the stuff that these dudes
that's just what I'm saying.
Driving drunk or getting caught like Tristan. Like, do you have anybody?
Where are all your homies? Yeah,
like
where's your guy on the payroll that does all this stuff for you?
It's certain dudes that you don't hear nothing about for a reason.
Guys,
because they got people.
Yeah, bro. Guys getting caught with straps. Like, what are you doing holding? Why you got the piece on you?
Dummy.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to get some clout.
I don't understand it, bro. I really
dumb.
don't.
It's the only word.
And I mean, I'll never understand being a big time athlete and being always under the microscope and not being able to do regular shit. Exactly. Because if me and you wanted to shoot down to the Derby with a couple pre-rolls or some an eighth, throw it in the bag. Because if they find it, we throw it out and we go about our business. They find his shit, it's a big ordeal. Huge. But it's like, just be a little smarter, dog.
Yeah, it's just a dumb move. Like,
it's just a dumbass move.
Some liquid, which I know I can't. And then I'm going to put some, it's dumb, ignorant. And that's what happens to people like that.
It's just mind-boggling. So, shout out D. Russell. I'm excited for him. He looked like he's a player now.
You think so?
I think he's a player now. I hope not, because Brooklyn gave him that. I mean, obviously, he's not going to think about this when he's making a decision. This is the NBA.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn gave him a slot, a home. He grew there. I hope he stays there and signs. Yeah. They got a nice little thing going.
Kawhi. I'm sorry. Kyrie is definitely interested in that situation. That county. Whether it's the Mecca or, Barclays. He's interested, I'm sure. So that's probably going to be a telltale if D'Angelo.
Yeah, I've said this before. And then before we get out of here on this last question, I said this before. The only way Kyrie goes to New York is if he hops on the phone with KD and KD is like, yeah, let's do it. He's not going there by himself, bro. I'm telling you now.
He can't.
He's just not doing it.
Going back to that All-Star game conversation. Like, I saw a voiceover. It was hilarious. But
yeah.
He's like, LeBron. Let's go to, him and KD were talking. I just don't know. The only way KD leaves is, do you think he's tired of people saying, well, you're with them. They won without you, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think he cares anymore because the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came and we got 2 more titles, but I was the MVP of the finals.
True.
I'm a big impact. I get they won before that, so I don't think that stuff bothers him.
But I think if he does leave and goes with Kyrie, I always get Kyrie and Kawhi mixed, but I think it'll be a more significant situation coming out of the East and then winning the chip with Kyrie.
And I think that would be the thing that he could do.
Yeah.
He could go out East.
And that's a challenge
team up
for him.
and get a challenge.
That's a challenge.
And that's the beautiful thing.
And it makes the NBA even better because now we have real parity.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, we know who coming out. I don't like that.
Yeah.
We know who coming out of West. Do we know who coming out of East?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Well, that's why the NFL is the NFL, because people, all types of shit be going on.
Totally.
That's why the NFL is
Everybody
great.
thought it was the Rams.
Yeah,
nope.
right. Or right. And everyone thought Jacksonville was going to be a surefire, solid football team. They were terrible. So, yeah,
Trash.
I mean, it's a lot of different stuff like that.
But, yeah, that's what makes it fun. It's like, all right, KD leaves, goes east. Now you're spreading everything out.
Well, then think about it like this. Say you send Kyrie and KD to the Knicks. Brooklyn's already good if they keep D'Angelo. Exactly. Then the Knicks are good. Then Boston's back to what they were, and then maybe Gordon Hayward even gets back to normal. Then they're a problem. Then Philly's Philly.
Depending on the draft picks.
You know what I'm saying? So, like that, it could get real interesting. Yeah, it could get real crazy. So, but yeah.
I mean, if he stays in Golden State.
And New York going to have a top 3 pick. Like, this shit's, it is.
And then what if they get number 1? That changes the
everything.
Whole. You can't say that KD and Kyrie are like, all right, me, you, and
fresh start
Zion.
in New York, and we got Zion. Could get ugly out here, so they could definitely do that.
That's what makes the NBA, because the NBA is year round.
Yeah.
Because when the finals are over, they don't wait like the NFL. NFL is over in January, and they wait all the way 4 months to get to April. NBA, all right, drafts in next week, week after the finals. Let's go. Draft lottery coming up next week. Let's see what's up. And then you already going to know. KD and them going to know while they're playing in the playoffs. All right, so I know they're getting Zion. Let's see what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Shout out Eric Adams in the chat. We're going to close the show on your question, my guy. And I quote, what do you think about when LeBron retires? How do you think the NBA will feel? I mean, it's gonna be a sad day, bro.
It is.
I think the playoffs. I think people have missed him in the playoffs. If you want to say it or not, if you don't like LeBron, cool, that's fine. Yeah. But we've missed him in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
It'd be more entertaining if he was in the playoffs. Hell point blank. That's it.
Especially in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sad day, just like it was a sad day when Kobe left. LeBron is he's a
generational dude.
Yeah. Like he's the like you said. I have been lucky to meet, see, and watch every generational dude. Mike, Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, you're in an interesting slot.
Yeah.
Your age group is interesting because Yeah, because I remember Mike, but I was still little. Yeah. I was still a little guy.
I got to meet him.
Right.
Those are the only 3 dudes where I'm like starstruck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bigger than life dudes.
Yeah. It's like with Kobe,
you can feel those dudes too. It's crazy.
First of all, Mike's hands are like, I got big hands. Mike's hands like made mine.
Yeah.
That's another story. But like asking Kobe, like it was weird.
Yeah.
Like
this is
grown
Kobe.
man. That's Kobe.
This is Kobe
here.
right
He's
here.
Cool as hell.
Right.
When everybody's like, oh, he's a jerk. No, he's not. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so blessed to be in that situation with that credential. And, I'll never freaking take it for granted. But I get to watch the sport I love and get to report on it. You can't.
It's tough to beat.
Knock that at all. Yeah. Shout out to Earl Christie. That's the founder of EC Sports.
There you go.
Where I am. So, yep.
We're going to leave it there.
Perfect.
My boy Dion, I appreciate you coming on, man. No doubt.
Look forward to more work.
Yes, absolutely, man. On Dion's behalf, I am Sean Little. No Ketchup Chicago. For Chicago, by Chicago. Make sure you lock in YouTube, Apple, iTunes, EC Sports, the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you lock on there on Facebook, Twitter, all over.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Lock in No Ketchup Chicago times EC Sports. I'm your host, Sean Little. No Ketchup Chicago. For Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up.